Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend. We are kicking off the week right, diving into some really rich material. This comes to us today from the H7O ministry. We're exploring their daily devotional, which is titled Go and Do Likewise, Faith That Serves with Mercy. Some profound stuff here from the community. And right at the center of it all is this, well, incredibly powerful command from Jesus. It's from Luke chapter 10, verse 37. You probably know it's right after the parable of the Good Samaritan. Jesus just says, go and do likewise. Simple. But wow.
Yeah, and what's really thought-provoking, is how this devotional frames it. It's not just presented as a nice story about helping someone. No, the reading calls it a profound spiritual confrontation. Think about that. The lawyer asks Jesus, who is my neighbor? It's a technical question almost. But Jesus, he doesn't give a definition. He tells this story and basically flips the whole thing.
Yeah.
He shows that the real neighbor isn't someone who fits a category. It's the person you choose to be. The one who steps up with compassion, even when it's uncomfortable or costs you something. It completely redefines the term.
Okay, let's dig into that core idea a bit more, because the devotional really hammers this home. It stresses that genuine spirituality isn't about how many facts we know, but about how deeply we actually love and practice. It says, and I'm quoting here, true spirituality is not measured by the amount of truths we know, but by the depth of love we practice. And you see it right there in the story, don't you? The priest, the Levite, they knew the law inside out, but they just walked by.
Passed on the other side.
Exactly. And then comes the Samaritan, someone seen as an outsider, maybe even unclean by their standards. And he's the one who actually fulfilled the heart of the law through his actions. Compassion in action.
And that connects directly to these principles the devotional asks us to reflect on. Two really jumped out at me. First, this idea of faith that moves. It's not passive. The reading says it's faith that, quote, rises up and approaches those who suffer. It's active. It compels you. Then there's mercy as a mission. This isn't just feeling sorry for someone. It's described as an active disposition to serve even those we do not know. It's about intentionally making love visible.
Okay, so faith moves you. Mercy is a mission. What does that actually look like day to day? This is where the devotional gets, well, pretty challenging, I think. It poses these questions to meditate on. They really make you stop and think, like, who is the wounded person on the road around me that I have been ignoring? That one hits hard. Or have I been living a faith that draws near, or have I kept myself distant? Maybe using religious reasons or just, emotional justifications to keep away.
Yeah.
These questions really push us.
Absolutely. They push us from theory into practice. And right after that reflection comes the practical application part, which gets into the how. It says, reach out intentionally. Like, we need to actively look for people who have sort of fallen along our path, train our eyes to actually see the need. And crucially, the devotional reminds us, mercy requires investment. Remember the Samaritan? He used his wine, his oil, his donkey, his money.
His time, too.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest thing.
Exactly. His time, his energy. Mercy costs something. We're called to serve with what you have, whatever that might be. And maybe the biggest challenge is to redefine your neighbor, to move beyond just loving the people. It's easy to love the ones in our circle. The gospel, as the devotional points out, calls for a love that crosses those lines, cultural, social, even religious divides, seeing the value in everyone.
So bringing this all together, what's the main takeaway from this deep dive? That command, go and do likewise, it's not just ancient history. The devotional makes it so clear that it's still echoing today, right now, challenging us. And it finishes with this really powerful thought. The world will not be transformed by speeches alone, but by disciples who love like Christ with compassion, courage, and outstretched hands. It's a call to action, isn't it?
It really is. And if you think about other parts of Scripture, like James 2.17, which the devotional mentions in further reading, faith, if it does not have works, is dead in itself. It's a consistent theme. So this devotional, it's a profound challenge, I think. It asks us to see faith not just as believing certain things, but as this dynamic force, a force that has to push us towards active love and service, even when it's hard, even when it's sacrificial. It's really about being the neighbor, not just figuring out who fits the definition.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive today.
Yeah.
And a huge thank you to the H7O community for providing such insightful devotional material for us to explore. If you want to learn more about the H7O ministry or maybe support the work they do, you can find them online at h7o.life. That's h-7o.life. We look forward to our next deep dive with you tomorrow. Blessing.